Rice Fame Group supports the legacies of HBCUs. This is Lacy Rice with Rice Fame Group, talking to Kentucky State University men's basketball legend Gerald Cunningham. How you doing today, Mr. Cunningham?
I'm doing fine on this lovely day.
Great, great. Mr. Cunningham is the second all-time leading scorer and rebounder at Kentucky State University. He's a multiple-time All-American for the National Association of Basketball Coaches and the NAIA. And his freshman year, he was the first man to ever lead the NAIA national tournament in scoring and rebounding in the same year. He was also led Kentucky State's men's basketball team to a third place finish in that national tournament. So today we're here to honor him and to get some insights on his career. So Mr. Cunningham, tell us about how it was when you first came to Kentucky State.
When I first came to Kentucky State, it was a small school in a small town, but it was a basketball power. And I appreciate how Kentucky State gave me a chance to get an education and play ball. And they took a chance on me, and I'm grateful for that. And to this day, I appreciate, because they didn't know if I could play or not. They just took a chance.
Okay.
And coming to school as a kid, I'm glad that I had some father figures up here that was let you know when you was doing wrong, let you know when you're doing right, and let you know what you need to do. So I appreciate all of that.
Okay. Mr. Cunningham was also here during a run where Kentucky State University was number 2 in the nation as for wins in men's basketball, only behind UCLA for a period of 5 years. So Kentucky State at one time was the best basketball program in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And so how was that? I know you interacted with University of Kentucky and University of Louisville players back then.
Well, like I said, before I got here, Kentucky State was known for basketball that I knew of. I heard they had a pretty good football team also, but when I got here, I just liked the way that they let us know that we was a small school. We had a good program, but when you said Kentucky basketball, you spoke of UK or Louisville, and we figured that we could compete with them. So during the summer, we got a summer team, and we would go down to Lexington and Louisville and play in the summer league or pickup games. But Kentucky State, the state of Kentucky, has always been known for basketball.
Okay. Tell us a bit about your legendary coach, Coach Lucius Mitchell.
Coach, I was lucky enough to play up under Coach Mitchell for 3 years, and he was hard, but he was fair. When he said something, he meant it. You didn't challenge him, but after the years that I started playing pro ball, I realized that the same rules he had was some of the same rules that John Wooden at UCLA had. So if you didn't abide by the rules, he would tell you it's time for you to look for another college. But I loved Coach Mitchell. He was hard. He was hard. He was like a father. He was hard. But after the years, I realized he was fair.
Okay. And besides Coach Mitchell, your last year you were coached by another legend, Coach Oliver. So tell us about him.
Yeah, Coach Oliver was an assistant coach who became the head coach. And, like I said, 4 years up under Mitchell, he had the same rules, so it was the same program. pretty much.
Okay. So, now you also play with some very terrific teammates. So, tell us about some of them.
Uh, a lot of them, well, they're my brothers to this day. Uh, every year we sent somebody up. When I say sent somebody, every year someone got drafted and went to the league. But as far as my teammates, they were my brothers. They are my brothers. And we had a discussion about somebody saying, well, they played on the team. This guy played on the team, but he didn't get in the game. But you can tell us that because he's a member of our team. And if I'm talking to you, you didn't know if he started or what because he was part of the team. You know, it had nothing to do if he got off the bench and played or not. He was part of a team. So I'm just grateful that I had a chance to play at Kentucky State. I'm grateful for the friendship that I met at Kentucky State. I'm grateful for the teachers that stayed on you, saw you was slacking and got on you without telling the coach. So I'm grateful for all of that.
Okay. Now, you are also recently inducted into the 2023-2024 class of the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame down in Florida. Were you surprised when you received that call?
Yes, I was very surprised. You know, as an old man, you know the things you do in college, it's appreciated, but just people remembering you, it's a good feeling. And then to get down there and I saw some players that I played with, players that was here before me, like Travis Grant, Albert Faniel, they was members of the championship team before I got here. So they was there when I got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I appreciated knowing that, like I said, they are my brothers, they will be my brothers from another mother, but they was there, and I appreciate it.
Okay, all right. And also, I know that there were some representatives from Kentucky State that were there. Were you surprised by that as well?
Yes, I was. And I appreciated the athletic director, appreciated him being there, and we had other people there representing Kentucky State, faculty, and I appreciated everything because they never met me, and I never met them. But as I met them, you think I had a feeling that like I've been knowing them all my life, and I just appreciate everything about Kentucky State.
Okay, all right. And so now you're here in Frankfort. You arrived about 50 years ago. We don't want to beat that. But you arrived here about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
How has things changed?
The school has changed a lot. The school and the town. The town has grown so much in a good way, and so have the school. And I love the way that the city grew, and I love the way that the school grew along with the city. And I'm glad to be back 50 years later.
And so, and my final question for you, you received honors at the Kentucky State Senate yesterday and also at the Kentucky State University Board of Regents meeting. How did you feel about that?
Never would I thought I'd be on the Senate floor of Kentucky, but I appreciate everything that they did for me. Like I said, I'm 69 years old now, and it's nice to know that people still remember you in a good way. And people still give you credit for the things that you did, other than basketball. You know, just being at the school and seeing friends, and you know, all of that is special. You know, I can't put it in words, but I appreciate everything that they did for me this weekend, and I never forget it. I cherish it to the rest of my life.
And so, Mr. Cunningham, he scored over 2,600 points, grabbed over 1,300 rebounds for his career, which is a rarity in basketball, and he's actually the second person at Kentucky State to score over 2,000 points and have over 1,000 rebounds next to Travis Grant. And so that's a great testament to Coach Mitchell and his program, and the men that played here at Kentucky State back in the 1970s. And so before we wrap up, we do want to bring the athletic director, Mr. Ramon Johnson, up to say a few words with Mr. Cunningham.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. My name is Ramon Johnson. I am currently the acting athletic director here at Kentucky State University. And let me just say this, you know, a lot of times in life, you have the opportunities to hear about legends and you get mesmerized by the story, but rarely do you get the opportunity to actually meet a living legend. As a fellow alum, you know, I've heard the stories about the heyday when Kentucky State University was #1 in the country in basketball, when they were second to none in track and field, when they had a football team that was outstanding and a baseball team that rivals some of the highest caliber athletes. But to actually meet the characters in those stories, I think it was humbling and at the same time overwhelming for me. Like Mr. Cunningham alluded to, when I met him, what I expected and what I got was two different things. I expected, okay, this guy, he's been all over the world playing basketball. He's been into the NBA. He was the man on campus while he was at Kentucky State University. I'm sure he's going to be a bit standoffish in this, but he welcomed me in like he knew me from around the corner. So I can appreciate that. As a matter of fact, he helped me sneak into the VIP room while we were down at the Hall of Fame induction. But it is truly an honor to be here, to witness, to see, to touch, to feel greatness. And I just hope that that greatness kind of resonates on our campus. And he kind of rubbed a little bit off on me too, as we continue to move Kentucky State University onward and upward.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Cunningham. This concludes our press conference.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about young shakes. Chicago 2 representatives. Jesse James. And this is for my city.
Hey, I do it for my city. Dog, I don't plan on going down. If he think I'm going down, then he gone first round. For my city. Dog, I ain't never been a chump. And if he thinking I'm a chump, watch him get his head lump. For my city. Dog, I don't plan on going down. If he think I'm going down, then he gone first round. For my city. Dog, I ain't never been a chump. And if he thinking I'm a chump, watch him get his head lump. For my city. Cause I feel like I love her so much, like I owe her so much for supplying her touch. I will always respect her, I will never neglect her. Bet you hear her naming like every one of my records. No, I'm not stunting, ain't no future in your frontin', right? Gotta get this money, watch me get it all night. Planet flying top flight, higher than space stations. That's why I gotta grind, cause I need it and I hate waiting.